Hi guys, I wanted to make this video for anyone who feels unbalanced and who was going through particular events in their life right now that make them feel unbalanced. I wanted to make this video because I have particular events in my life that are making me feel unbalanced. One particular event happened last month when I looked for a job. I approached one. I approached some physically and some virtually. It turned out I had a job at the first try. Then the next physical spot that I went to offered me a job on the weekends. And at the same time, all of this virtual job I approached gave all at the same time, this virtual job I approached gave me the job. So I approached the virtual job because they called me back, and at the beginning of the next month, I had not received hours yet, and my anger started kicking in. And at the end, I got the job on the weekends. I left the virtual job. So I was planning to get a job last month, like in the beginning of January. And I started to apply online and go to the mall in person. And while I was looking for a job, I was doing both at the same time, and I didn't know where I was going to land a job. So I went to the mall and I went into stores that I applied to, like JCPenney and other retail stores. And I ended up being at one of the stores that I used to shop when I was younger. So I went there and I was like, hey, I'm looking for a job. Are you guys hiring? And they told me that I was literally able to be hired like by next week. And so I kind of felt like I didn't want to like fall in for the very first job. Like I wanted to actually look around and shop for another job before I took the first one. And so I went to another spot right that same day, like right after, and I asked for a job somewhere else. And they were telling me that they are hiring like immediately. They're hiring on the weekends. And so I took both applications. I filled them both out. I went through the process. And while I was trying to find my job, I get another call from someone who I applied to on Indeed, and they said, hey, we're hiring already. Like, you're able to be a coach for students on school, and you're basically going to coach students how to behave socially. So I got like overly excited about all these options, and I picked the third one. I picked the school job, and I got myself like overly excited with them, and it turns out a month later I was still not working. And so my very first two options at work were not my bad. My first two job seeking opportunities did not end up happening because I didn't pick the right choice. I didn't pick the right steps. I didn't go about it the right way. And I had been overthinking the entire journey that I was going through. And so a month later, I ended up jobless. I mean, I didn't get hired. I didn't start working. I didn't have a job. I didn't have any hours. And so coming this month, I actually did get to go back to the same place that was going to hire me on the weekends. And I applied again. I submitted my application. I did my interview. I did well in the interview. I know I did 9 out of 10. And then I get a call and they say, hey, I would like to let you know that you are hired. Like, we want you to work with us. And so thankfully now I have a part-time job. So yeah, that humbled me really fucking quick. Actually, that humbled me really fucking slowly and then helped me get back on my feet quick. Another particular event that happened was that I closed a chapter at school and I'm now following something that is in my interest. So I had decided that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I didn't know how to go about it because I had more of a like a shiny syndrome, and anything that sounded good, I would go for it. So I was doing business like kind of on a whim. Like I decided that I wanted to do business like on a whim for some reason, and something made me feel unfulfilled in business. So I took my initial desire and put it in the back burner and didn't listen to it. So now I decided that I was going to switch, well, to make my mind up to my initial first option rather than go to my second option like I have been doing this entire like last cycle of my life. And it's been crazy, but I actually wanted to share two things in my life that I know that I'm being balanced. The first one is that I started recording this on my bed. And the second is that the last 2 weeks, I have been completing tasks that I have been marking off daily. Those two things right now are pivotal. Like, they have a really good meaning to them. And I wanted to actually humble myself really quick because I feel like this is what I needed. And overall, I think like this video is going to be really short, but overall, like my own purpose is to help people. And I wanted to give anybody like a quick insight of how it is to go with your second option. Go with your first option. I learned that the hard way. I always fall, but I feel like me putting it out there is just going to help someone. And that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys for watching.